1-0, the Bearcats go. Hello, everybody. Terry Bennett here on the Pilot Point Bearcat Football Show, brought to you by IRIC Real Estate, right here on L4 Media, as Pilot Point gets a huge first win of the district season. In this district, it is so important to go 1-0. Because it puts you already one step above half the district. And this is a tough district. And I think this district's tougher than what people thought. Maybe even us on sideline to sideline, when we did our toughest rankings for district, we had it as an honorable mention, I think. Maybe it should have been a little higher. And just looking at last week's Pottsboro almost getting beat by Life Oak Cliff, they had a big lead on them, and then almost gave up that lead, losing in a thriller. Winning in a thriller, 52-49. Of course, for Pilot Point, they get the big win against Madison, 55-7. They never let that big Madison big play offense get going, mainly because of the 300 yards on the ground that Pilot Point had. Of course, Josh Chumley, another big game, 114 yards. Look at Garrett Evans throwing the ball. 4-5, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know, if you just add that threat, and we talk about it with the coach, if you just add that threat to this offense, it just becomes that much more lethal. Now, it's going to be a tough one this week. Going into Palmer, actually sideline to sideline, we will be there. So, you know, if you see us on the sideline, I'll be wearing a blue L4 shirt and a hat that has the state of Texas on it. You can come up and say hi. We'd love to talk to some of the Pilot Point Bearcat fans, and it's going to be a blast. We're excited to be in Palmer, and it's going to be a tough one, though. Palmer is a favorite, and they should be. The Bulldogs are loaded this year. But I think Pilot Point can exploit some of their line play, and I think that can make it a bit close game and a possible Bearcat win. This isn't one of those, oh, my God, if the Bearcats win, it would be shocking. It would be mildly surprising. I want to take the time to thank our sponsor here at IRIC Real Estate, Chance Kirby. Give him a call, 940-300-6900. If you're looking to buy in the Lake Ray Roberts area, you may ask, why ask for Chance or talk to Chance? Well, that's simple, because he has over a quarter of a century of experience in this area. So he knows this area like the back of his hand. Chance, you better know the back of your hand, since I just said it like that. But anyway, give him a call, 940-300-6900. You can call him or you can text him. And again, we thank them for being the Pilot Point Bearcat sponsor. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's the head coach of the Bearcats, Coach Chad Worrell, right here on the IRIC Real Estate Bearcat Football Show. So like I said, we're going to be coming out to Palmer. So if you see us, please say hi. Also, check us out each and every week. We talk 3A football. That's sideline to sideline. You can find us on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/@L4 Media Company, or you can find us on pretty much every podcast platform. We post the video of the show on Wednesday. We post the audio on Thursday. S2SGrantandTerry.com is our podcast page. If you have any questions, thoughts, or comments, email us, grantandterry@S2Ssport.com. Now, back to that handsome host of the show, Terry Bennett, back here on the Pilot Point Football Show, now joined by the head coach of the Bearcats, Coach Chad Worrell. And Coach, you get the win last week. You go to 4-1. More importantly, you go 1-0 in district. What were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I really pleased the way our kids came out and executed, offensively and defensively, and in the kicking game. We ended up, with a turnover early, but other than that, I thought we played really well and limited their big plays, and that's kind of what we're set out to do. And you're right, 1-0 in districts, good place to be. So.
Well, I mean, especially in this district where there's that dividing line that you and I have talked about. We're kind of talking about who we thought would win or not. And you look just real quick, you just look at the game, Pottsboro and Dallas, like Oak Cliff, and how close that was. And man, a upset like that can just completely change the district.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be on your game. We've talked about it before on the show. You got to be on your A game every week. There's really not any off weeks, and everyone in the district, I think, has improved over last year, and including us. And I think that it's gotten a lot more competitive and a little bit more even.
Once again, the ground game, a bunch of people getting carries, 309 yards, 8 yards a carry and a touchdown. But also, again, throwing the ball 100 yards, man. You've become a run and shoot coach.
Oh man, I'll tell you, working on those balance percentages between run and pass. No, we're getting better. I mean, we're getting better in the passing game. Garrett had a really good game there, and found some open receivers, and we're just trying to get comfortable in doing that with what we can, and we want to be able to, challenge people when they stack the box against us. And I was really pleased the way we threw the ball and executed that.
Well, and that is something, all jokes aside, when we were talking in the off season right before we started recording the shows, you said that was a thing you thought y'all could do better and you felt y'all needed to do better.
Yeah, we definitely need to be able to have that, threat to when, people stacking the ball and be able to take advantage of that on play actions, sprint outs, and things like that. And we'd struggled a little bit first couple of weeks of the season. We didn't get a whole lot of opportunities to throw the ball, but when we did, it was always something. That's not blame on any one position or whatever. And is a lot of different factors involved there. But when we finally, last couple of weeks, seemed like we've been able to relax a little bit and execute, and that's been a huge plus for us. I'm proud of our kids for that.
And defensively, we had talked about Madison. They're not consistent offense, but they are a big play offense, and y'all did a great job of eliminating a lot of the big plays.
We did. We really did. We gave up, the touchdown pass there in the first half. Where we gave him too much time to throw. And, they were able to get behind us there, and man made a good play, good throw. But we limited the scrambling of the quarterback. We limited the big plays by the running back. And I thought we did a good job on 4, receiver, and limited to him. And hopefully it was good practice for the rest of the district, because everyone's kind of got a go-to receiver.
I was just about to say, you're going from limiting one offense to another. This week it's Palmer. But before we get to that, you just kind of brought up a good point. This district is stacked with quarterbacks and wide receivers this year.
They really are. Everybody on our schedule has a couple of kids on offense that can just take it to the house on any play. And it's really a testament to how deep our district is, because the kids, the quarterbacks and receivers, and nothing taken away from the running backs either. But everyone's kind of got a go-to guy that fits in their offense.
All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about Palmer, a game that sideline to sideline will be at. This is a big step. If you can go 2-0 in this district, man, you're not only up a couple games, but mentally it's huge.
Man, it's a huge game for us. We were kind of, just like I told the kids, a couple things. It's a great measuring stick for where we're at, because you're playing the defending district champs and the ones that haven't lost a district game in this district in 2 years. And and so we gonna get to go out and play against those guys with a chance to see how far we've come. And they're a really good team, well coached, and obviously it'd be huge to be 2-0 and be, to go in there and get a win on their turf.
Well, and this is a Palmer team that they legitimately feels like this is their year to finally break through in the region as well. This, as you and I have talked before, was the prohibitive favorite of the district beginning of the year.
Yeah, they just, with everybody they got coming back, the Cisneros kids, and the running back coming back, was being a freshman last year and being a year older, and all their skilled kids, man, they're a super talented bunch, and I can definitely see where they've kind of been building towards this year, and they've played like it. They're undefeated for a reason, and defending champs, and to be the best, you got to be able to beat the best and play with the best, and that's why I told our kids this week. It's a great opportunity for our kids.
Are you in a game situation like this, or are you a big pregame speech guy, or are you just, y'all know what to do, let's go do it?
Maybe a little bit of both. I mean, it's kind of judging. I mean, I think if you give that every week, sometimes it doesn't have the same effect. But man, our kids have been prepared to play, and I think during the week, locking in and focusing up, and a build up to that game, emotionally is kind of the way to go, and keeping your kids on an even keel too. Not get them too excited where they can't function or they're afraid to make mistakes, and just letting them be loose and going out and making plays and playing fearless. And so hopefully that's where we're at this week.
Does it feel like the kids are finally at that point where they're the expectation of a victory instead of hoping for a victory?
Absolutely. I mean, we're, this group's gained confidence throughout, I mean, last season, and I've said it before, but, even during the track season and summer and competitions and things like that. And the 4-1 start here, to the season, 1-0 in district. I mean, they've gained confidence, and rightfully so. I mean, they deserve to be confident and expect to be in every game this year. And it's definitely a different attitude in practice. And, when the scouting reports on Mondays and as we go to games and prepare for that, they're expecting to go out and perform well. And it's been a pretty cool transition to watch that, Elm.
And once again, I want to thank the head coach, Coach Chad Wall, for joining us here on the IRIC Real Estate Pilot Point Bearcat Show. Again, check out Sideline to Sideline. Go to youtube.com/@L4 Media Company or S2SGrantandTerry.com as we talk 3A, 4A, and 2A each and every week. So it's going to be a fun one. Again, Sideline crew will be out there, so please come up and say hi if you see us. I'll be wearing a blue shirt that has our L4 logo on it and a hat that has the state of Texas on it. That's my travel wear. Also my show wear usually too as well. But come say hi. It's going to be fun. It's an exciting game. It's just fun to have. And I know Pilot Point made the playoffs last year, and Pilot Point won a playoff game. It was one of the biggest upsets last year in the playoffs. It was awesome. But it's also kind of fun to have a game to begin district or second game in district that you have expectations against a really good team. It's nice to have the program back there for Pilot Point. So hopefully good things will come either way. We'll be back here next week to talk about it on the IRIC Real Estate Bearcat Football Show on L4 Media.